Good morning. We are going to do a tarot reading this morning. I want to use this oracle deck, which is the Fairy Tale Oracle deck. They are massive cards. I've got my cup of hot chocolate here because I was just feeling the coziness and the aestheticism of life. So there's something about enjoying the journey. And I also got this deck. It's a new deck. I've been feeling like a little child buying Pokemon cards, and I haven't even used this deck yet, so you're gonna witness it with me. I feel like I want to start with these ones because there's like a rattling message coming through, so let's give them a shuffle. Wow, I didn't even know. See, that's why I had to show them to you. Look at that shiny holographic corner they have. Have a look at these. Wow. Oh yeah. I feel it's a 5-card reading. Let's pull. Okay, so we got the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. We got the 5 of Cups. Wow, 2 5s in a row. That's not good. Oh, that came flying out. It's been a difficult, challenging time and time of change. The 10 of Wands. Wow. We're getting all of this fierce ferocity, like change coming through, boldness. What else? Page of Cups, new beginning, and the final card is, what is it? It's this one, which is the 7 of Wands. Because it's earth energy with coins, it represents your, like how you have built your world, and basically you're going to be taking a loss, like something is falling away here. This is a change card. Whenever we have the 5s, you can see at the very top of the card, it's like a V. So it's meant to represent a fork in the road, like your life as you know it, in terms of your job, in terms of your career, you're being challenged to actually rise above. And this is an opportunity, like it's a financial opportunity, which basically means you have to take a loss now, but you're going to reap the rewards in the future, if that makes sense, because it's going to set you on a path or on a timeline that actually aligns you with your soul, aligns you with your talents. And it's like something false is falling away. So I'm feeling a lot of evolution for you. And I was getting the word mystery, which is just like such a fun word. I feel the universe is just inviting you in to like embrace the mystery, the challenge of the unknown. Life is boring when we do things by the book all the time, so it might be time for you to switch gears, just change things up, just throw a plot twist in there and be like, how creative could I really get with my life? How much of an artist could I be with my storyline? How many redirections can I handle? Like, it's that kind of vibe, because I've got the 5 of Cups, and basically when we have 5s, 5 typically in the tarot and numerology, it represents change, loss, conflict. It's like the difficult number. However, when I got these 2 cards together for you, it was coming through as like, so you see this card, this woman, the 5 of Cups, she's like, she looks so artistic and dreamy as she's pouring away her losses. So I was getting the sense of like you making the challenge your piece of artwork. Like, this is literally you just pouring things down the drain because you can. Which I know might sound like so crazy. Like, why would I choose to let go of what I have, of my comfort, of my stability, which is represented by the Pentacles? Why would I willingly do that? But this is you like embracing the loss and just making it like a piece of artwork. It's almost like you're writing poetry, or you're writing a song. You're writing the piece of art, the storyline that is your life, and you're like just pouring your soul into it. And I actually think that reminds me of this beautiful quote, or you know that Japanese concept of when they smash a vase and they fill the crack with gold paint, and so actually the most beautiful part of the vase then is the place where it's broken when they put it back together. So I was feeling like this part of your life that you may perceive as being a downfall is actually going to be the most poetic, romantic, soul-touching, like embroidered part of your life, where, because in our difficult moments, that's truly when we reach contact with the depths of our soul or the depths of who we are. It's like when we have nothing, when everything is stripped from us and we're stripped bare, what's left? What do we bring to the table? What do we bring to the universe? What essence are you carrying into this lifetime? Like, what can you create? Because that is your magic. That is your soul. That is who you are and who you came here to be. So this is actually you being invited to create a loss for yourself in order to create this moment of mystery, so that you can just like fantasize the fuck out of the rest of your life. And I know that sounds so crazy, but I'm loving it. So where did we get to from there? Yes, this is why, right? This is why I was getting this energy, because I got the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands, you see this card, it's fire energy, so it's super fiery. And when we have the 10 is the highest point in the deck, so it always represents what we're aiming towards, or like achievement, success. It's like you got to the end, you got to the milestone, so it represents your vision, your dreams for yourself. And the 10 is like a fire starter, and this one in particular in this deck, look at it, it's so like anime, it's like giving Kundalini serpent vibes. So obviously there's a lot of transformation and like fire starter energy here, like fearlessness. So that's why I was seeing you being encouraged, like just lean into this, like dream big, dream bigger, dream even further. Like how far can you go? How much destruction can you use to like build yourself up again? Because yeah, the 10 of Wands, it's fearlessness, it's bravery, it's recognition, it's ambition. The Wands can be a little bit reckless, but it's you connected to your passion. And I think of it like a spark of voltage, like when you're connected to your passion, particularly in moments of loss, that's when we meet our instincts, our primal, that's the fire energy within us. That's like our primal urges, our primal talents. That's what we're left with at our base, at our core. So you're being told, like, how far can you shoot that arrow? Like, how far can you get yourself? And I got the Page of Cups here as well. So the Page of Cups is kind of similar to the 5, because the Page is the first people card. So the Page is like the little child in the cup suit. It's you being invited to take a step in a new direction. Put yourself out there in a way that's more vulnerable, that's more truthful, that's more you. And the funny thing is when I feel into this energy, you feel as though it's not you, because it's unexplored territory for you, but it's more true to your soul than your life has ever been. So you're going to feel afraid of stepping in that direction, which is why we're getting the 10 of Wands coming through, because it's something that feels so far out of reach, and it's probably something you can't even see for yourself, or you can't even imagine for yourself, because it feels like, I feel your fear in stepping in that direction. And the truth is, when we connect to our passions, when we connect to our raw vulnerability, and like that does bring fear with it. And that's kind of how we know that we've like hit the nail on the head of like, this is something that actually it's like, how do I explain this? Like, if we weren't anxious about things, it's almost like when you fall in love and you get butterflies, and it's like that anxious fluttering feeling of like, oh, and that's kind of how you know that there's that connection there. I think the same can be said with fear and you walking on a path that is just like so true to yourself. But I feel you being afraid of like showing up in the world as this version of you, because the fire energy, it is outward expression, whereas the Page of Cups, it's kind of a dreamy little vulnerable introvert. It's who you are in the shadows. It's your inner world. So to end, I just want to have a little... Okay, I was just getting one message there, which was telling you enjoy rebellion. So I was getting a real teenage energy coming through. Perhaps there's something that in your teens you didn't get to explore, or it was shut down, or it was like a hobby or a passion or a curiosity, and there's part of your soul that's like, that just, if you were a teenager right now, if you could embody your inner teenager and just drop yourself into your current reality, what would the inner teenager build in this lifetime? Like, where would she start? What would she change? And just begin to like alter your reality in alignment with her and see what it brings you. Because I'm basically, what I was getting was I was being shown the microcosm compared to the macrocosm. So I was getting the message for you that in order to almost like jolt yourself into your future projected reality, your soul is inviting you to make like kind of minuscule, seemingly meaningless changes to your daily reality that actually are going to induce this sense of like reinvention. So for example, perhaps you like change your jewelry, or you get, you know, things like this. Because, you know, I said at the beginning of the video, I was feeling so drawn to the aesthetic and the physical, like earthly little objects. And there was some kind of message here. So you're basically being told, maybe it's like you get a new keychain or something, and it's just something that your inner teenager would have chosen. And that can serve as a reminder to live your life more fearlessly, or to live your life more poetically. And just like seeing that little object, because everything is energetic, and the truth is, when we invite an energy in through tokens, through like memorabilia, it's like we're honoring that energy or that part of our soul or our spirit. That's why people have like shrines and stuff like that, because you're giving yourself an association and a memory, but you're also welcoming that energy into like your physical surroundings, your physical space, where you are like the impact of just like seeing and touching things on a daily basis. I know this sounds so strange. If you house swapped with someone from a different culture, a different background, and suddenly plop, you've like landed into their world, and you're like using their utensils, you're using their ingredients, things like that genuinely would shift your paradigm so that you start behaving more like they would. So it's kind of the same thing, where you're being asked here to induce or to call in an energy and an aspect of your soul that really wants to be remembered and wants to lead you on like a transformational journey that's going to make you so much more fulfilled. But it's also going to bring you a lot of success, particularly creatively, even in love, because these cards for love are like the beginning of romantic, fiery passion. And the truth is that that kind of love, really, it comes to us when we're embodying and embracing the whole depth of ourself, because then you have the meaning, then you're loved by this other person for like all of this beautiful, juicy playfulness that like maybe you weren't embodying before. Does that make sense? Anyway, we're gonna move on. So we've got this final card, which is the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you've got some conflict here. So this card, you see they're like butting heads. The Seven of Wands is a card of like fighting or resisting, fighting against something. If your life has felt like it's on hold, or you're asking yourself, why does nothing go right for me? Like, why don't I feel happy? Why don't I feel fulfilled? Even if you have people in your life that like relationship clashes, maybe you feel like you're unlucky in love, you're unlucky with your friends, you're unlucky in your career. Basically, you're receiving this message as a sign that it's because you're having an inner battle, and this is the remedy to that. You need to alter, you need to course correct, you need to let an old version of you die that was truly actually never who you were meant to be or who you came here to be. It's just formed from the conditioning of the life that we're in, and that's okay. Like, that happens to everyone. That's what we're here for. We're here for the learning experience. And the sooner you can like see it for what it is, of like, wait a second, this really isn't me, or like, this really isn't making me happy, this really isn't my vibe, like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Why am I living this life when like it just doesn't bring me joy? Why am I putting so much time and effort into this thing when like I'm just not feeling it? The impact of you taking a loss, having acceptance, having forgiveness, just accepting, like maybe I veered too far off track. Maybe I have been living a life that wasn't entirely my own. Maybe I need to let things go, whether that's belongings, people, relationships, friendships, commitments. You're being called massively with these two cards. That's a huge sweeping away. That's a huge clearing away you need to do. It's like, let that shit go. It's occupying way too much space, and I'm feeling it honestly across all areas of your life, and like your soul just wants everything to be like wiped clean, cleansed, cleared, protected. And that's why I'm just really receiving the message that any friction in your life is because you're not living a life that's true to yourself. You're living almost like a lie. You're living in confusion. You're living in forcefulness and like frustration. It's kind of like, it's like friction. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like everything is like an effort. Everything feels difficult. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so that was a nice reading with these cards, right? So now let's do an oracle card, because I'm just really enjoying having all these new decks of cards. I'm spoiling myself, guys. I'm like, this is my oracle era. See? Oracle. The oracle has landed, baby. She's here. She didn't come to mess around. She came to create. Yeah. So anyway. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a strange little, like, nerdy weirdo sometimes. The personality behind the talent, it's gotta be that. See, that's what happens when you embrace your soul to such an extent. Okay, so anyway, let's give these cards a shuffle. I'm getting so drawn to this one specific card. Let's see what it is. Oh my goodness. Wow, and this had such strong energy. So look at that. It's like a mermaid in lots of seaweed, right? And the message is the bog. A threshold moment. So is it me, or does that really look like a plastic bag? That's why I was getting like, even with the word the bog, I'm like, you really need to do some clearing. You really gotta attend to your energy, to your belongings, to your home, to your physical reality, because there's some shit that's gotta go. And yeah, this card, it's like there's the potential for so much beauty there, but I'm really getting energetically with this card pull. I don't know if you're feeling it and seeing it, but I'm feeling dirty. Like I feel dirty, and like I'm in an environment that I don't want to be in anymore. So that's a message for you. I think perhaps it's time. I feel like I'm in like a dirty fish tank. And I'm like finding Nemo, and I'm begging, like, please clean my tank for me. So I think it may be a moment for some clarity and remembrance of the power that you have over your reality. Refinement, cleansing, clearing. Just remember that you have the power. Values and virtues coming through very strongly. Okay. This is gonna go deep here. So we got the mermaid, and she's clutching her bosoms, and I was just being very drawn to her like feminine beauty. So if you're a female, chances are you are, if you're watching my channel, remember that we have the capacity to demand respect and, you know, like authority, and all the time. We don't have to settle for not being respected. I'm getting drawn to another card. What is this one? I just want to look at it. Crossroads. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is Little Red Riding Hood. Look how beautiful these cards are. See, this one is much more innocent and like peaceful and clean and calm. There's an owl, there's a wolf. It just feels peace. And it says a crossroads, choose your way. So, you know, with those cards we had at the very beginning with the fives, I'm going to show you again so that you remember. if you resonate with being at a crossroads right now, there's like two paths. You're like, should I keep going along this path where I'm being disrespected by the universe and everything that's happening to me? And then you realize perhaps this is a self-fulfilling prophecy because I'm projecting out into the world, like, take advantage of me, or like I don't respect myself, I don't respect my energy. Like there's just something like dirty there basically that needs cleaning, and I feel it's around self-image. And with the crossroads here, I was just getting like a return to like purity or simplicity with the childlike imagery, and it's choose your way. Like remember, we have the capacity to change course at any given moment. And if you're feeling, if you feel as though you've been mistreated by people, or you feel like people are treating you badly, maybe it's a sign to take a look at yourself and how you're treating yourself and what you accept in life, but also like what image you're projecting, or what even with your physical environment, like what, I don't know, like clothes and things like that, what you are showcasing to the world. Because this whole thing, the whole reading felt very flamboyant, and like I said, I was getting drawn to all the like little physical things. So maybe it's time for like a wardrobe clear out, and just remember that you can choose to be like classy, you can choose to be sophisticated, elegant. You can command respect, you can command restraint and discipline and conserve and preserve things. Because I do feel like that's the paradigm of the modern world that I've definitely been a victim to. And I think as women, like obviously with social media and everything, you are shown, we're aligned our beauty with value. But that's not the case. Like your energy is your power, and if you protect it in the right way, then it's just gonna speak even louder. It doesn't have to, by showing ourselves off physically all the time, it's not necessarily attracting the right attention into your life. So anyway, that became a little bit of a lecture there, which is definitely a lecture I've had to give myself at some point, but I felt like it just had to come through for some of you as well in the cards. So a return to innocence. You know what, like I mentioned, we live a lot of collective themes. So I see this with my clients, that so many of us, like I kind of trip, because I feel like I'm meeting the same person again and again in different human bodies from different locations on the earth. Like I hear the same problems, and it does give me a broader spectrum of reality and of the powers that we have over our reality. And I just, I do feel like a lot of us have unfortunately become disempowered, become disengaged, become disconnected from our soul, from its power, from its authority, from just remembering the power that we hold, and that it has to be protected and respected and like governed in the right way. So I could talk and ramble forever. I'm gonna let you guys go. If you would like a one-to-one reading with me, you can check out my website, mayaseize.com. I am going to be in Ubud now as well, so you can book if you want to have a reading in the Ubud space as before. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about that because I've had so many messages asking, are you still in Ubud? Can I come to Ubud? Now you can come back there. And I still have, basically I've got both spaces, so you can book online for Canggu. If you want to have a session in Ubud, just message me to arrange those dates. Thanks for watching. Bye.